Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest and honestly most stressful parts of applying for a PhD. It's that first email to a potential supervisor. And the proposal you attach to it, that can literally make or break your chances. Today, we're going to take that huge, scary task and turn it into a powerful one-page tool that actually gets you a yes. So picture this. You've spent hours, maybe even days, scrolling through university websites, and you found them. The perfect academic. Their work genuinely excites you. You just know they're the one. But then that moment hits. The paralysis of the blank screen. How do you even start to approach them? What on earth can you send that will actually get their attention? And trust me, that feeling is 100% normal. I have so been there. I remember just staring at that blinking cursor, absolutely terrified of sending the wrong thing, or even worse, getting no reply at all. You know, that fear of just being ignored can stop you dead in your tracks. But what if I told you there's a strategy that can cut right through all that noise and get you noticed? A single, simple page that proves you're serious, shows you respect their time, and gets a real conversation going. By the time we're done here, you are going to have the exact blueprint for that one-page proposal. It's the same format I use to turn a whole lot of rejections into a fully funded PhD offer. So what is this secret weapon? Let's get into it. First off, it is not your full 20-page dissertation proposal, not even close. Think of it as a strategic introduction, a mini proposal designed for one thing and one thing only, to start a conversation.
Think about the difference. A full, massive proposal is meant for an admissions committee. It's supposed to be long, dense, and super formal. This one-pager, it's for one person, a very busy professor. Its goal isn't to tell them everything, it's to get them interested. Yeah, think of it this way. It's a handshake, not their entire life story.
And that's why this is so incredibly effective. A well-structured one-page proposal immediately tells them 3 things they need to know. 1, you've done your homework. 2, you respect their time. And 3, you're inviting them into a dialogue, not just demanding a decision from them. It really is the perfect opening move. So how do you actually build this thing? Don't worry, I'm going to break it all down into 5 simple, totally manageable steps. This is the exact framework that works. No fluff, just the stuff that makes a supervisor sit up and actually pay attention. Okay, so here's our roadmap. It's simple. We're going to start with a really strong title. Then we move to the introduction, where you'll point out a key academic gap. After that, the rationale explains why this all matters right now. We'll briefly touch on your methods to show you have a plan, and then we'll finish strong with the impact, where you connect your work directly to them. See? Each step just builds on the last one. First up, the title. This is your project's elevator pitch. It's the very first thing they'll read. Look, the goal here isn't to be clever or poetic. It's to be crystal clear. In just one line, it should tell the reader exactly what you're studying, where you're studying it, and how. Okay, so let's look at a real example. This was my actual title. I know it's a mouthful, but look at everything it communicates instantly. The what is women empowerment, the where is in conflict and climate-affected regions, and the how is with an intersectional approach. And all that means is just looking at how different parts of a person's identity, like their gender, their race, their social class, all overlap to create these unique experiences. The title is super descriptive, it's academic, and it leaves zero room for confusion. All right, next up is the introduction. And remember, this is not just a summary of your topic. Its main job, its only job really, is to find a problem, what we call a gap in the existing research. You have to show that you get the current conversation happening in your field, and that you found a very specific place where you can add something new. And you can literally use a magic phrase like this one, which I pulled straight from my proposal. Using a sentence like this is such a powerful signal. It tells the supervisor, hey, I'm not just here to repeat what everyone else has said. I'm thinking critically and I have a clear purpose. You're flat out telling them you plan to build on what's already known. So for you, right now, think about it like this. Use this little checklist. First, what's the big picture problem? Second, what specific little piece is missing from all the research out there? And third, how is your study going to be the one to fill that hole? If you can nail those 3 points, your introduction is going to be fantastic. Right, on to step 3, the rationale. Now, if the intro was the what, this part is all about the so what. Why should anyone care? Why is this research so important, and why does it need to happen now? This is where you really make your case and show why your project is urgent and relevant. Here is a great way to frame it. In my field, tons of studies talked about women in conflict zones as just victims, focusing on their vulnerability. So I decided to flip that script. I argued that the real gap, the important story, was in understanding their agency and their resilience. That little shift in perspective makes the project feel fresh, innovative, and totally necessary.
Okay, step 4, methods. And listen, this is where so many people get bogged down in the weeds. For this one-pager, don't do that. The goal is clarity, not a super complicated breakdown. You just need to briefly and confidently state how you plan to answer your big research question. You do not need a textbook definition here. Just show you know the basics. Are you going to be talking to people? Hearing their stories? Cool, that's qualitative. Are you going to be measuring stuff? Analyzing numbers and data? Awesome, that's quantitative. Maybe you'll do a bit of both. Just say what you plan to do, nice and clear.
Seriously, keep it this simple. My proposal literally just listed these 3 things. That was enough to tell the supervisor that I had actually thought about how to do the research in a practical way. It showed I had a plan, even if all the tiny details would get sorted out later.
And finally, we've come to maybe the most important part, the most strategic step, the impact. This is where you connect all the dots for the professor. You have to show them that your research doesn't just matter to the world, it matters to them personally. How does your work fit in with their own research?
And here's exactly how you can do that. I connected my project to these big global goals, the SDGs, to show it was relevant on a large scale. But here's the real kicker. I explicitly named the professor and their specific work, showing how my research was a perfect match for their focus on marginalized communities. That proves you've done your homework on them, and it makes it a no-brainer for them to be interested.
And there you have it. Your proposal is ready to go out there and make that powerful first impression. But you know, a brilliant proposal becomes absolutely unstoppable when it's paired with an equally strong and well-crafted CV. And that is exactly what we are going to do together in the next part of this series. Your CV is the other half of this puzzle. It's that one document that tells your entire academic and professional story in just a single glance. The next step after your proposal is your CV, and that one page can literally decide your scholarship. In my next explainer, I am going to show you exactly how I built mine, section by section, the very same one that helped me get funded. We're going to go through every single detail together. So, are you ready for this? Make sure you subscribe and stay with me on this journey. Your next big scholarship breakthrough might just be one explainer away. Let's do this together.